People scattered across the state for another day of protesting against racism. Chopper 13 flying over Baltimore County at the Circuit Court in Towson, while people sat peacefully at Patriot Plaza. Good evening, I'm Rachel Cardin. Tomorrow will mark the two-week anniversary of the death of George Floyd. The officer facing charges in his death is expected in court tomorrow. A group is outside in Randallstown tonight, Chopper 13 over the scene, where moments ago protesters took a knee for 8 minutes and 46 seconds in memory of Floyd. Tonight we have team coverage. Rachel Menitoff is live as the Baltimore clergy invites the community to march in protest of injustice. But we begin with Annie Rose Ramos, who's live in Randallstown tonight. Annie Rose.
Rachel, the hundreds you see around me are at a protest in Randallstown. You can see Chopper 13 images from up above. This protest was organized by the community's youth. Some of them telling me that part of today's goal was to show that there can be a productive relationship between police and the public, proving that by marching to their local police precinct and taking a knee in peace.
As the youth, we have to come together.
Baltimore youth hosting a peaceful protest in Randallstown.
We have a strong voice that we can use in order to make change.
And it's a real testament to our young people wanting to have their voices heard and being an important part of this conversation.
Heading from the high school to the police precinct.
All police aren't bad, they're not, but we just want to stand with the police.
We just want to show that we can unite with the police in order to have change.
One of the multiple protests across Baltimore County Sunday.
Right now, today,
in Lutherville,
we're proving that we can change the course of history to come.
Along York Road in Towson, and hundreds more at Baltimore County's courthouse.
It's very shocking. We didn't expect this many people to show up, but we're so grateful for everyone who did.
It is wonderful to see out in suburbia here in Baltimore County that folks are standing together and saying enough is enough.
All with one resounding message.
We have people from every religious background, race, gender, sexual orientation, everything, and it's important for all of us to be fighting for Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Back here in Randallstown, Rachel, I can tell you that the police have been very much a part of today's community protest, that they've been, carrying water bottles to help people out here in the hot sun. The Baltimore County Police Chief is here. They're all here to show their support of this community's protest and of this community in general. Reporting live from Randallstown, I'm Annie Rose Ramos for WJZ.
Annie Rose, thank you. Officials closed streets to allow for protesters to march from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium to Susan Campbell Park. Chopper 13 over the crowd this afternoon as people made their way around Annapolis. Organizers made sure a cooling bus was available for people that needed relief from the heat. There's a vigil that will be held in the same area tonight. The dock will be closed to parking after 7, and you can expect traffic delays in the area. The peaceful demonstrations continued throughout Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and in Harford County. WJZ is live tonight. Rachel Menitoff is in Edgewood with a look at the demonstrations.
Rachel, you can see many families out here, parents with their kids and grandkids standing in solidarity with victims of police brutality. And earlier today in Baltimore City, faith leaders marched for change and spoke to the power of prayer during times like these. Baltimore clergy led the charge for change as they marched from the convention center to City Hall.
Our faith isn't confined to four walls of a building, but we understand that faith and prayer actually helps us to engage people that we may not know, and also to help us to speak against injustice that go on in our city and in our nation.
Fueled by the death of George Floyd while in the custody of Minnesota police and in response to the many other victims of police brutality, organizers led with music, spoken word, and motivational messages, calling for a dismantling of current systemic injustices.
I think prayers in time of needs, people tend to listen.
Carol Stewart marching together with her sister and her church.
Regardless of your religion, regardless of your color. So to me, as we pray for guidance, we pray for strength during this time in the United States of America.
We can't breathe like this. Take your foot off our necks.
Leaders demanding an end to institutional racism, hatred, bias, and criminal injustice. That same sentiment also shared by this Harford County community.
But if you look at the majority of these organizers and people that are leading the way, it's the young ones, and we're proud of them.
Back out here live in Edgewood, you can see that the group is taking a knee to honor the life and legacy of George Floyd. Tonight, I also spoke with Reverend Mark Montgomery from Tabernacle Lord Church and Ministries, who says that prayer is a way that we can communicate our faith right now. He also told me, quote, history tells us that prayer can transform things that men can't. Reporting in Edgewood tonight, I'm Rachel Menitoff for WJZ.